Okay, let's go to the East. Like we said, we don't know who the 1 and the 2 seed, that's the Celtics and the Knicks, are going to play yet, but we know that they are the 1 and the 2 seed. And I think the Celtics are such a weird team because it's obviously one of the 2 premier franchises in league history. They won 64 games this year. They won the East by 14 games, but Jesus. I don't feel like any of us ever thought of them as a juggernaut or a team that's like a no-doubt championship team. And I'm curious, first of all, Jackson, as a Celtics fan, do you agree with that? And then I want to know if Tyler and John think I'm off base on that as well.
I agree that that's the general perception of them.
You feel confident about them, though?
I feel confident in them in the East. Mostly because I think in the East kind of sucks. I think the East kind of is garbage. I think they're still going to have not going to be an easy road. They're going to probably play Philly or Miami in the first round, which, like, despite a bad Eastern Conference in general this year, I would say either of those are a very above average 8 seed. The 4 seed, if they win then it's who Cavs Magic is 4 or 5. Like that's probably where it gets easier in round 2. I think round 2 is easier than round 1. And then third conference finals, you get the Knicks, who I think are very good. But
Knicks are the Bucks.
Knicks are the Bucks, and I think both of those teams are good basketball teams that are just not talent wise and collectively playing together wise, just not in the same. Despite
who would you rather see?
Despite getting smacked by Jalen Brunson a week ago, I still think the Celtics are leaps and bounds better than the Knicks or the Bucks this season.
Let's do a new segment called Jinx and Saffon.
Yeah.
Give me the teams that you want to play.
I don't got a problem.
Who do you want to play in the first round, the semis, the Eastern Conference Finals, and the finals?
Ooh.
Best case scenario for you right now as a fan. Jinx your team. Jinx.
Okay, I'm happy to jinx them. I'm happy to jinx them. I think I would like to play the Sixers in the first round. Even though Embiid is scarier than I think even than playoff Jimmy Butler a little bit. But he hasn't played much. He's just back. If he was had played even 15 games, I would probably rather play the Heat. But he's played 5? Like he's not. I'm not.
He's even in shape yet.
Right. Never mind Russ in shape. I'm not as. That doesn't scare me quite as much. In the second round, I'd rather play the Magic. They're just too young. They're so young. And then in the third round, in the conference finals, I think I'd rather play the Bucks. I'm for real when I say I'd rather play the Bucks than the Knicks.
Are the Bucks even going to be there is the question, bro.
Right. The Bucks theoretically have more talent, but I don't know if it's Doc or what it is, but they just do not look.
You know what it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What it is. I don't want to assume, but it seems like it's Doc. And Jalen Brunson is a god now. Every time I watch Jalen Brunson, I'm more perplexed with how teams stop him. It's insane for a guy that size to be that good in the way that he's that good. We've seen Chris Paul and Steph, some of these smaller, Dame, Trey, some of these smaller point guards be successful before, obviously, more successful than Jalen Brunson. But the way that he's doing it, he's playing like he's Kobe Bryant. It's footwork, jab step, pump. It's he's dissecting the game, and without a Kyrie level handle, without Kyrie level athleticism, and 2 inches shorter than Kyrie. It's a lot of things that Kyrie does, but smaller and less athletic. He's insane.
Shifty as fuck though, clever as hell, dog.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not taking shots.
A coach's son for real. You see it all in his game.
For sure. You know what I mean?
The Celtics have one of the best defenses in the NBA this year, and they have 2 players in their backcourt who are probably the best 2 guard defenders, or 2 of the best guard defenders in the league, and they got worked by Jalen Brunson the other day. And Jalen Brunson, despite all of his shots being hard shots, he made it look so easy.
Yeah. Hey, if I had a vote, Jalen Brunson would be first team All-NBA for me. It would be him and Shea as my guards, bro. He's been that fucking good this season.
All right. Well, first of all, how do you guys feel about the Celtics? And then let's talk about the Knicks.
I think the Celtics go to the finals. But I just don't know. And this is crazy. Anytime a final ship should always be viewed as a success, but I don't think they're going to get past Denver. And it's just the Celtics going to always make a fucking Eastern Conference finals run. But don't mean a thing without the ring, bro. I think we're at that point.
Expectations matter, man. It's the same thing as the Lakers getting the Western Conference Finals. Like we said, it's cool. No one's happy about it. I mean, it's if none of your fans are happy about it, and especially when the Celtics have almost triple the point differential of the second place team in the East, they should be viewed as a juggernaut. if people thought they had a real coach and they thought Jayson Tatum had it in the clutch, everyone would be looking at the Celtics as like championship or bust. You know what I mean?
I think it's Jaylen Brown more than Jayson Tatum. The questions are like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we've seen them collapse, the last 2 years, it was making Jalen go left was the way to solve, to beat the Celtics. But yeah, I do agree. Like there's moments like where he turns the ball over and all that type of shit. But I think Jalen's a bigger question than that.
Oh, he's definitely a bigger question. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, Vincent has a poster in his room with 4 dudes on it, and Jayson Tatum's one of the dudes. It's like the NBA poster they sold at the bookstore. Like,
for sure.
They want him to be, and he's certainly more than talented enough to be one of those guys. It's like, it's him, it's Luka, it's Jokic, it's Giannis. This is the next generation. But especially if you're playing for the Celtics, right, you don't get to be like Jalen Brunson that's like, wow, he got a historic team to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's like, you're playing for the Celtics. You've got to win. Like, that is the truth.
The last 2 years, we've seen them be – they broke records last year. They look incredible this year. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen them be stupid. You know what I'm saying? In the times when it matters. You feel me? I don't think they're dumb enough to fuck off the Eastern Conference. Yeah. But I just don't think they're also smart enough to beat the Nuggets. Like, I think they're better and have learned from their experience enough to not get themselves in the situations they got themselves in last playoffs. But I just don't think, like, the level you have to be to beat Joker and Murray. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think it's going to be – we're gonna have to see Jayson Tatum make a step, and it's going to be that step that, like, takes him to, like, one of the, like, top 2, top 3 in the league type shit. Where we're questioning, like, oh, my God. I think he's finally there. That's the step he's going to have to take to beat these Nuggets. I don't know if Jayson Tatum is here. I don't think he's ready to make that step yet.
It's the other side of the ball. I remember that series he had against the Nets, and he just had Kevin Durant in hell. And we were like, bro, if this is the next step of evolution, if Jayson Tatum's going to be the hooper, he isn't like a first team all defense guy, like the league is in trouble. And I don't know. He's still a very solid defender. He's a very good defender, but he hasn't become the all world god that we saw in that series, and that we were like, hold up, man, wait a minute.
I think the thing is he has so much finesse, but I think that finesse gets in the way in the playoffs. Like, nigga, go to these niggas' chest. Quit trying to do this motherfucking, like, go at these niggas, bro. You feel me? Like, I feel like at times and when he gets into the lane, he's too loose with the ball, and he's not strong enough at the hoop. And that looks good. You feel me? The kids love it. In the playoffs, that shit ain't gonna work, bro. You feel me? So we'll see.
Those two things that you guys both just talked about are why I have more confidence this year in the Celtics. I mean, on top of them having Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, they have so much talent, obviously.
Yeah.
But John, you talked about Jaylen Brown, and then you guys talked about the defensive aspect and all of these things. And I don't know if the numbers bear this out, but from an eye test, watching Jaylen Brown this year, so much more aggressive going to the rim than it felt like he has been in years past. And also I think both him and Tatum last year took a bit of a drop defensively. And I don't think Tatum is like as locked in as Jaylen in defensively this year. But Jaylen is like, I'm guarding the best player. I want all of the fucking smoke on defense. I don't give a shit. We have Drew Holiday. Yeah. He can play free safety. I am guarding that guy. And I think his like, when people talk about people being dogs, like, Jaylen is in that mode right now on both ends. And I think that is where is like a separator for them in a way that they haven't had in years past. Or at least that's, the optimistic Celtics fan of myself is telling myself that.
Yeah. All right, let's look at exactly how vulnerable the Bucks are. The 3-6 in the East is the Bucks versus the Pacers. Let me just throw a stat at you. The 10 seed Hawks are under 500 in their last 10 games, and the 9 seed Kings are under 500 in their last 10 games. Every other playoff team is over 500 in their last 5. The Bucks are 3-7. Excuse me, in the last 10. They're 3-7 in their last 10.
Dog.
I cannot believe this is what happened, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
I think they were 32-16 before they brought on Doc. Then went 500 after that. 17-17. It's just I don't know what to make out of this team. Like, Doc hasn't fixed shit. I mean, we at least thought that he would tighten.
He went the other way.
Up. Yeah.
Like we thought you couldn't fuck it up. At least it couldn't get worse, and it got way much worse. Crazy.
Yeah. Like. Like, I mean, our whole thing was, yeah, Doc is someone who gets laps ran around him in the postseason, but he's going to figure it out with this squad. He's going to,
Right.
get them locked in on defense. And he's going to figure out how to unlock Dame the way Dame needs to be unlocked. And we just haven't seen that, dog. I just don't know what to make of this team. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers send him home first round. Like, I'm just not sold at all on this Bucks squad, bro.
Well, their final game of the regular season, and I know, obviously, guys are sitting and stuff, but you lose 113-88 to the Magic, just to really give your fans reason to be optimistic. Our guy Ty Windish, who's a Bucks fan, has been sort of tweeting some sort of theories about I can see what Doc is trying to do defensively here and stuff. But I'll say this: whatever he's trying to do, you're going to have to flip a real switch from the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks to the playoffs starting. And you got to go up against the Indianimals.
Those Indianimals,
Trying isn't helping you in the playoffs. It's time for some fucking doing. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. I see what it's good to be, positive, whatever. But nah, man, it's Doc, bro. I don't have no confidence in him.
I'm not gonna pick the Pacers, but it's crazy that you have a Bucks team that has one of the best players in the world, that made a big trade to take themselves to another level, that made a coaching change to take themselves to another level, and it feels like they're getting further and further away. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
4-5 seed. I think this is going to be an NBA TV special, but it is actually the series I'm probably second most excited about, just from a hoops perspective. Cavs Magic. I don't know how much national sex appeal there is to that matchup, but I think that's going to be an exciting one to watch for sure.
Yeah, man. Paolo and Donovan, they're going to get buckets. It's going to be fun. But it might be on motherfucking True TV, but still, I think it's gonna be a few fun games in that mix, man.
The impractical jokers are gonna have a lot to say at halftime of the Cavs Magic games. The post game show is just impractical jokers.
The 82 game preseason is in the books, and it's finally time for the real season. Don't miss out on any of the NBA playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
From the play-in tournament through the finals, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. I still feel like the Nuggets are the team to beat this year, but some of these young squads might make some noise.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Jenkins. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code Jenkins only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.